jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game, A Sound official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know. The first in the building, Carlos is on deck. What's good with it, Carlos? One love to you, brother. Appreciate you always supporting the channel, pulling up. For those of you that's en route, do me a favor, hit the like button when you're in here on deck. You know what I'm saying? Get those likes up. I appreciate it. So let me get right down to it, right? I do have, you know, some various topics, but I want to touch on a situation that went down yesterday that, a certain individual said that USA Today article was a lie. And, I knew it wasn't a lie, because I had checked, you know what I'm saying, and seen that it wasn't just me talking about it. But, some people hold personal vendettas against you for small shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't supposed to stand up for yourself. Like that's not what a man's supposed to do. So Deborah Wilder, the mother of Deontay Wilder's, um, you know, basically I don't know how they intertwine with USA Today, but somehow some liaison communication became active between the parents of Deontay Wilder and USA Today. See, my whole point of speaking on this because I believe that a person like myself and, I've shown none but genuine support for the champ. There comes a time when it's criticism, right? Because they always tell you, I don't want anyone that's just agreeing with everything I'm saying. I want someone to just gonna keep it real. That's what you hear all the time. I want somebody to keep it real. But most of the time, they don't want someone to keep it real. They want you to keep it real whenever it's convenient for them for it to be real. This is a real situation because I'm looking out. I done seen comrades die. I've had friends who die. I'm not just speaking and walking this world like I didn't have people that I served with perish. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to the civilian part, right, and you try to, provide some wisdom, so to speak, not to sound too old and antiquated, but you just try to speak to certain people. And then you have to deal with the ones who really haven't been on your travels. They might act and feel a certain way. And I genuinely feel that Wilder should retire. I do. At one point in time, I was defending Wilder vigorously, tenaciously, when he lost to Fury. But out of the own words of a member of his camp, he said he thought he took too much punishment. But then turned around and say he didn't want him fighting no more after the trilogy with Fury. But when I asked him, he said what? He said, when I asked him, do you think he took too much punishment in the trilogy? No. So the second fight, it was stopped because of the towel. And you heard him confirm that. The third fight, he wanted to retract his confirmation from the second fight because the third fight was much more brutal because Deontay Wilder ended up getting knocked out. Now, none of his true loyal fans wanted to see that shit happen. Real talk, we didn't want to see that. But just in case you forgot, let's if that's a lie too. Seriously, I wonder if that's a lie. Because like, look, it's not that I don't understand these cats that's on YouTube. It's just they can't have a grown man conversation about someone who you have interaction with, you have supported and gave genuine grind and helped out. See, they would have been calling me a fanboy if I only fuck with Wilder. They would have felt that I was more, I was up here for ulterior motives. But I covered separate members that was attached to Deontay Wilder with no freaking ulterior motives. I didn't ask for shit, and I always had and didn't want for anything. But yesterday, when that was said to be a lie, Deborah Wilder, I want to say to that person, no, use a lie because that article's still out, and I was able to get in touch with the editor. You was a lie. You said that didn't happen. His mother didn't text. So basically, you saying his mother's a liar. And then his father comes out. Are you going to say he's lying too? When he said he want Malik Scott gone? And am I supposed to be walking on eggshells because I'm talking about something that's public record? I'm talking about something that's public freaking record out to the general public. What happened to that energy? I saw you on somebody else's thing, cast last night. Had different type opposite, and just goes to show me that you came in there with the intent, probably because, of my conflict with certain members of the LDBC, is that you want to come over here and act like you was doing something important. But yet you go over there to another podcast and you want to basically confirm everything I was talking about. Another thing that we want to know is that how can Malik Scott go over there and celebrate with Zhang? And the fact that Wilder didn't know it, and that isn't talked about as a topic of concern. And why? How do you have the energy for me, but you don't have the energy for Malik Scott, who was celebrating after his buddy, after his head trainer was celebrating with the guy who just knocked out his buddy? I don't think that's loyalty. I don't think that's. I don't see how that get a pass. I don't see how there's an exemption anywhere with that shit right there. I don't see how. You know what I'm saying? One thing I feel like in life, you know, my people always have a problem with how you speak. You know what I'm saying? If you have some type of freaking clever way of listening to people and hearing what they say and then be able to have a dialogue, especially in this boxing community of the YTC, and you be able to do it well, they don't like that. They don't like that. If you're not a part of a group or organization that one of your favorite fighters are a part of, it always seems like they want to keep you at bay. They want to show you unwanted, unneeded disrespect. I want to let my listeners know. I apologize for that person come on here deceiving you all and basically calling what Deborah Wilder put out there to the general public a lie. It wasn't a lie. It absolutely wasn't a lie. Gary Wilder, the father of Deontay Wilder, what he put out there was from at USA Today. Now, this is absolutely fact. The father and the mother on two different sheets of music. The mother is the nurturer. The mother wants to see her son leave the very ring which he's made a much more lucrative living off of. He served his purpose. He did what he's supposed to do. He became one of the greatest. Father's like, well, he's not speaking about his son retiring. He just wants him to get rid of Malik. So many other people have said the same thing. I want him to get rid of Malik. Malik celebrating with Zhang is unacceptable. is unacceptable. Is unacceptable. But you know who's not going to be talking about it? Those individuals that feel that they don't want to piss Wilder off. I haven't really seen no content out on why Malik Scott was celebrating with Zhang when his friend, his longtime friend, was just stopped. But yet, this particular person comes over here upon my request. He didn't have to click the link, but he did. And come to find out, he thinks he's bigger than the program. I called to talk about somebody that I know he respects as a brother that's been around him, and I know the whole backstory because he told me. But you come over here and you wanted to basically pollute. You want the masquerade on my panel and act like me and you having a debate. See, one thing I know for sure that you can't out debate me on boxing. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. You can't out debate me on boxing. You just started doing this freaking content creation not too long ago. You got many, many years before you catch up with me. But what I did understand though is that the barometer of respect you should have had to know that I wanted you to click the link to talk about the situation with Wilder and saying that we ain't done yet. I sat through over and over and over and over and over and over again February of everything that was being said from the whole entire team about how Fury cheated y'all, how he had a dent in your head, how loaded gloves, everything to show concern for the health of Deontay Wilder, who is the one that is stepping through the ropes and putting on the show. But all of a sudden now, through all of that, the outfit, Mark Breland, the spiked water, you know what I'm saying? Everything that was said, I mean, it goes on and on. Talk about Deontay could have been killed. All the live streams that was done by those who felt it was a need for them to do it. Where is the sense of urgency now? Why aren't y'all concerned about this man retiring? 3 out of his 4 fights has been stoppages. That don't show no concern to you? Are you not looking outside? Are y'all thinking that coming in at 214, are y'all looking back on reflection as to what Wilder said? He said the head is not meant to be hit. But yet, he's had fights after February 2020 where he took a lot of damage. And that was confirmed by Tay. Tay, you told me that. You agreed with me, bro. You agreed with me. So you get mad because I say you on the airport, la la la, blah, blah, blah. And Deontay say, oh, we ain't done yet. I mean, wouldn't that be a good time? See, when I heard you over there with Mark, I'm saying to myself, that's the exact same thing I was putting out there. But I guess I'm not a part of the clique. You know, I stand up for myself. I guess I do have receipts to say I supported and did what I had to do down here in the A. I guess people say, I don't even want to talk to WCS. I get tired. I wish he was a little bit more ignorant and illiterate. I wish he skipped a little bit more classes. I wish he didn't freaking, go in there and join the military, you know what I'm saying, and retire as a military officer. I wish he just did some other things that we can be more relatable to him. It's just something about that guy I don't like. He's always remembering shit too much. You're over there pretty much the same reason why I asked you to click the link, but you go over there and pour your heart out in caveat to the same stuff I was talking to you about. And all I did was like when he told you, hey, we got one more. No, not yet. It ain't over yet, baby. I'm like, huh? No, it need to be over, bro. In the spirit of looking out and caring for somebody. I take this to heart. I don't care what nobody else say. They just mad because they can't produce the receipts I did when I was in the street and on the road. They just get mad because I keep on talking about it. I keep on doing bomb squad all the time. And they can't do shit about it. They can't do nothing about it. It's my content. They can't do shit about it. Nobody ain't gonna tell the champ 3 out of his fourth is his last 4 fights. It was stoppages. Nobody ain't gonna look out for that black man. I thought that's what it was about, right? Looking out for the black man. You know what I'm saying? Being his brother's keeper. That's what I thought it was about. That love, that black love that we miss so much as you know, when it comes to unity of my people. I guess the unity only stands for something when this one person is asking for it, huh? And then that person is accepted into the clique. I guess you got to be inside the clique to make a comment because I don't hear anybody talking about this. I don't hear one person stepping up. Now I guess sooner or later Wilder will go up here and do a video and say that he's gonna come back. He ain't done yet. And listen, he has every right to do what he wants. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like this. He came in at 214 this fight. Very, very light. It's not like he ain't been lighter than his opponents his whole career, most of the time. But I'm looking at it like he was hurt. He was hurt very bad in his trilogy, and he was hurt very bad versus Zhang. Very bad. And all I'm thinking about is when Luis Ortiz hurt him. Luis Ortiz hit him with a right hand almost exactly identical to Zhang. So therefore, there should be some type of concern. There should be a room full of people's thoughts saying, you know what? I need to speak up about this and maybe the champ will hear. Because once again, WCS must reflect upon the February 2020 pre-pandemic when it was talking about we're going to get it back in blood. He tried to bury my man alive. That's what you said, Malik. Malik Scott said he tried to bury my man alive, man. You say he tried to bury him alive. Tyson Fury tried to bury that man alive, dog. So where's that caring? Where's the caring at? Where's the sense of concern that y'all thought Fury cheated and thought he tried to bury Wilder alive, but all of a sudden that don't matter after the trilogy? It don't matter now when you're celebrating with Zhang? Man, I'm not co-signing that. I didn't get where I was in the military just because I was an ass kisser, because that's never been in my DNA. You know, my thought process neurologically wouldn't allow that thought to jump the synapses gap and come back with a damn reply. They say, sir, that seems to be a malfunction, a glitch. Just give us time. We correcting the server. That was a thought you had, and I know it wasn't a thought. So we got to do an update. Y'all don't let them fool you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them fool you, bro. I have no hate for that dude. But I can guarantee you this: when you're out here talking about all those people that freaking showed Deontay Wilder's love, and you don't want to mention WCS, that's hate right there. That's straight up hate. Fuck that clout chasing shit. What clout I'm on? What clout I asked for? Y'all want to talk about they try to bury my man alive. You want it back in blood. Now all of a sudden, oh, it's a celebration with Zhang after he knocked your man's down. So just because there's no controversy attached to it, it's no controversy that freaking Zhang cheated and he don't have egg weights and everything in his gloves flapping around. You trying to tell me, oh, it's cool to go celebrate with the op? Your man just got knocked down, bro, and stopped. But you want to take all that energy out on me. Look, he want to come over here and think he's going to get his window. He clicked the link. I want to keep it on Wilder. I asked him to keep it on Wilder, and he want to say, "No, I'm gonna go shit on this nigga." That's what I want to do. I want to go shit on him. Shout out to Bud gonna stop Canelo. What's good? Blue Hustle on the building. What's good? Shout out to my guy the news by Shaw News. Sauce Experience in the building. Team Tucker official. Check out ESPN Plus this week, man. He's back in the ring. Salute to you. Arnold Brown on deck. D-Ray live on the drive. Salute. But I'm not going to take too long on this. It's just certain people had a lot to say today. And I'm saying to myself, I thought these cats always talking about, hey, man, I respect you because you keep it real. They say that to each other. I respect you because you keep it real. But if this was the protest that was going on when y'all was pushing all y'all grabbing them wheelbarrows and pushing them narratives down the street, up a hill, around the bend, in the woods, up the dirt pile, all y'all was pushing them wheelbarrow and talking about, oh man, we're gonna start an investigation. Oh my God, MTK Global, oh the uncastrated wild boar, Mr. Carefoot, Tyson is a cheater. Oh my God, he could have killed Wilder. Where's all that since emergency now? Where's the 911? Where is it? Where is it? Why y'all up here pretending like all of a sudden people want Wilder to retire and he has 4 losses and 3 of those 4 has been stoppages just like that. And now all of a sudden you want to compare it to people hating? Don't nobody give a fuck about what you talking about and trying to say, oh man, they hating on Wilder. They want him to retire. No, a nigga like me want to see that man be with his family. Ain't that what he started the sport for? So that other shit that y'all up there talking, keep the same energy you had when you was up here talking about Fury tried to kill him. Keep that same motherfucking energy. You either care for the man or you don't. Y'all trying to make it about race. Trying to act like people freaking turning their back. No. And it's always, hey, keep it real. I'm like, yeah, man, you keep it real. I don't need a cap and a beard to sit up here and yell and scream and talk to shadows in the dark to prove my point. I don't need to be up there with no shoulders on live all the time talking about shit. But when something that you need to talk about happen, you don't want to freaking you don't even want to pick up your tone. This is a very important topic of concern. So you think about it. I'm not going to take too much time. You think about it. You listen to these people and read what they got on their headlines. They want to talk about people, pushing Deontay to retire all because of this. No, let's talk about the tweets that his parents put out. Let's talk about Malik Scott jumping up and down and having a chevaux with Zhang, who just beat his fighter. How? How is that? How is that some a part of the team? Anyway, let's get to Errol Spence. Errol Spence fighter Frank Martin is coming up, and he's about to face Mr. El Chin Checker, Javante Tank Davis. And in my title, right, I'm gonna try to say this without really ad-libbing the shit out of it. You know, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this and try to keep all seriousness because we are getting close to the 1 year anniversary. I'm trying my damnedest to stay on topic. But Errol Spence actually came out and he did a live because he's a promoter. You know what I'm saying? Frank Martin is a part of the infamous Man Down Promotions, y'all. You better goddamn grab some popcorn. Frank Martin is a part of the infamous Man Down Promotion. The last time I checked, Errol Spence and Frank Martin was being coached under the tutelage of Diddy James, the one that's in Dallas, right? Okay. So therefore, you know, I said to myself, if Errol Spence and Diddy James is currently in a process of waiting on their court date because of alleged allegations of monies not being paid, you know what I'm saying? Therefore, you have to look at the separation for irreconcilable differences that Errol Spence has left world class furniture store, right? But we have to say, damn, there's one more, just like you have a kid, right? You walk out the house, you count your children. One, let me see, three. Where's so and so at? Where's number two at? And see, number two is still in there in the bed. You got to take accountability. You got to take roll call. And Frank, he's part of the Man Down Promotions. All WCS want to know is who's training him for this fight with Gervonta Davis. Because I know damn well he couldn't still be under the guidance of Diddy James. You know why? Because no one's going to convince me that Diddy James is going to properly train Frank Martin to go in there and beat Gervonta Davis. I've been hearing and hearing and hearing that Errol Spence is looking for a new trainer. And from what I heard, you know, he was going to be over there in Philly somewhere. You know how people put stuff out. But more so, the big fight coming up, I wanted to know who was training Frank Martin because I was just curious to see, can I kind of tie that in with a performance prediction? Will Frank be able to go in here and survive or not? Or is he going to go in here and get slaughtered? So I need to know who he was training with. If you know it in the chat, can you please let me know who is training Frank Martin? Bill's Boot Camp, what's good? Who is training Frank Martin for this big fight? He's going in there against El Chinchecker. I know damn well with the integrity of knowing that someone's taking you to court that Diddy James is not the one training Frank Martin. It's nowhere in hell. It's nowhere in hell. Because that training, I know Errol Spence had to go up there and check and see what Frank Martin had going on and what he was working on, right? He's not only just a promoter, he's a fighter, right? He has a fight coming up with Sebastian Fundora. Being that he's been where Frank Martin was at, I'm just curious to know who was teaching him, who was looking at film study, who was training Frank Martin for this fight. Because Errol Spence is saying he's going to dominate Gervonta Davis from the first to the 12th round, y'all. Now, you know goddamn well I can go many ways as this. You know what I'm saying? I can start talking about the freaking closed caption and the shit that they had up on this video that some people put up there just to understand every freaking word. But something has to be done when somebody's talking out the side of their face like that and saying that Frank Martin is going in here to dominate. I'm not saying it can't happen. I just, within myself, the neurologic headquarters won't allow that thought to go out the way it's supposed to and come back. I just don't see it. I need to know who was training Frank Martin because that deals a lot with my entire impression on how he's going to go in there and perform. Was it Diddy James? Ronnie Shields? Was he even in Texas or Vegas? Where was he training at, man? Because Errol Spence finally came out, and it almost seemed like, when Eddie Hearn signed a new fighter, let's just say Boots, for instance, and he started bigging Boots up so much. And Boots' fight just fell out. I'm hoping he get another fight, but I'm looking at Errol Spence going in here. And if you go back in time when Errol Spence was intoxicated and it was Bronner, Robert Easter, Javante Davis, where did the love go? Because I remember that they was just so cordial with one another. And then Errol Spence said Javante Davis was the best fighter in the world. Javante told him, what am I? Say it again, tell him. Javante Davis, the best fighter in the world. He said that out of his own mouth, y'all. Errol Spence said that. Now he has a fighter who's stepping in there against the very same fighter he said was the best fighter of the world in the world. Not to mention, this was before he stepped in there with Terrence Bud Crawford. So hearing Errol Spence say what he was saying today, bigging up Frank Martin, it just seemed so cheesy. For real, it seemed like a bag of stale Funyuns, man. Real talk. It seemed like a bag of stale Funyuns. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when you want to talk about the promo, like bigging this fight up, Spence wasn't even at the first presser. And then he comes out the blue and he doesn't even, he's not somewhere where people can ask him questions. He's avoiding all that. But even with this, it was so cheesy because he was just doing a live and he was saying things that it doesn't seem like he believed what he's talking about. It seemed a bit overload of gibberish that he was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like he was convincing the public that, yeah, Frank is going to go in there and dominate Tank, you know what I'm saying, for 12 rounds. Frank is sitting up there just looking and smiling. It was just cheesy as a promoter. It was just cheesy, real talk. It was cheesy. It didn't live up to the hype. You chose to come out and do a live and just talk, interview or whatever, just talk. No, bro, that's not it, man. That's not it. That's not it. It didn't hit the spot. It didn't hit nowhere close to center mass, man. None at all. I don't think anyone believed that what you were saying about Frank Martin, that Javante is going to be, shocked and all this other stuff. And Frank Martin is strong. I believe he's strong. But just telling the people that he's going to go in there and dominate from the first round to the 12th, I don't believe that, brother. I don't believe it at all. Even when I close my eyes, you know what I'm saying? I grab a fresh bottle of Hennessy, knowing damn well I haven't ate anything. And I just take enough swigs to say, you know what, I'm not gonna stop till I actually feel like it's creeping up on me. By that time, the whole bottle gone. Even if I close my eyes fucked up, I still don't think that I can agree, concur, and give, confirmation to Errol Spence. Say, I believe you, Errol. I didn't believe you was gonna beat Bud, but I believe you that Frank is going in there and he gonna defeat Javante. I never thought I'll say this, Errol, but goddamn, I believe you. No, that's not the case, bro. I don't. I'm not feeling it. I know there's a lot of people saying that Frank is going to get knocked out. You all have to look at it like this, right? I don't know if Frank is going to get stopped. Frank is Frank give me grown man vibes on how he handled himself. He's a lot more mature than most people his age, right? I just can't sit up here and say a guy who, had that wrestling pedigree, you know what I'm saying? And he's definitely in great physical shape aesthetically, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to gas out against Tank Davis because Tank doesn't go in there with the engine running and press the gas the entire fight. He fight in spurts. And when he actually started to close in and hunt and he touches prey and he started to devour, that's when it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say that Frank is getting knocked out. I don't know because it's not like Javante hasn't been the distance before. He went the distance with a guy that was smaller than him. That's all I'm saying. He went the distance with a guy that was smaller than he was. So how am I supposed to get on here and say Frank is getting knocked out? Shout out to the OG Mr. Golden. Salute. Shout out to Toby Bartlett in the building. Salute to you, bro. I'm on my other shit, man. I'm in the process of getting my other stuff. Shit went through a crisis, man. You know what I'm saying? EJ was confused. I'm thinking he was something, bro. It's DJ WC. I know exactly what you are talking about. Um, can you explain Blue Hustle? Cause I'm lost right now a little bit. I think it's a guy he was training with while DJ was training. Derrick Jane was training Arrow. That bus fight, that Bud fight. Because remember, Frank fight was like a week or two before. I believe I'm taking a guess. I thought still that Derrick, DJ still trained Frank Martin partially for that fight he went in there with before the EJ fight. But that guy you're talking about, what's his name? Because is he on the level to train Frank Martin to go in there and I mean with total confidence based off what he's did in fight camp, what he's learned, film study, all that. Is he totally confident to go in there and fight Javante Davis under the tutelage of that coach y'all talking about? I mean, we're talking about the toughest fight of his career, and he really has to look at all the cats that Javante Davis has been beating. You know what I'm saying? All the cats he has, from the Ryan Garcias to the Esau Cruz. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he has, you know, people that he has defeated that many would say is better than Frank Martin up to this point. But can Frank pull it off? Hey man, I'm looking for a good fight. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Mill on deck. Said no longer support Canelo being a coward. Um, yeah, for sure. Talk to him. I agree. Barclays Center. I was right there. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Come over here and act like I'm not talking to boxing, man. Where's the respect? You know what I'm saying? I said keep it on Wilder. Where's the respect? You know what I'm saying? All that other shit, man. It's not my first debate. Where EJ said he be low, he been high. Yeah, man. He that to me don't make any sense when you has a fighter going in there against an elite, like Javante Davis. You just been thinking about yourself. It just seems like, that seems to be something that's going on right now in boxing. Like you just thinking about yourself. People want to hear from you too. People wanted you to speak to them about Frank Martin. It seemed like what you was reading was off a teleprompter, something that was pre-written. For real. It seemed like notes. I mean, you know what happened? You if you would have came up there and talk with the energy that you had for Bud, the way you was talking about you ain't fought nobody. I'm gonna break him like Kuna. Just talking in a way to basically put that energy on Frank Martin and what he gonna do to Javante. We didn't hear that, man. It just seems like you was up there just to fill a time slot in your day and hurry up and get it out, and then so you can go on back and get low, get low, get low, get low. All I thought about was a yin yang twins. You know what I'm saying? Bud versus Canelo is Canelo Floyd 2.0. I'm not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Since you mentioned, I don't think it's Canelo Floyd 2.0 because at that time Canelo did not have near the experience he has now. You know what I'm saying? Nor did he possess the skill set back then. I understand you're talking about another black fighter versus Canelo, but the way I'm looking at it, how good Bud is and how good Canelo is, I give this fight an edge when it comes to Canelo and the experience that he has, and Bud Crawford, the experience that he has. Way higher value when you talk about both ways. Canelo wasn't that guy when he fought Floyd. He became that guy after Floyd. Crawford fight him. Crawford is fighting that guy. Canelo is fighting that guy. I want to see Frank show us something. I want to see Frank pull off an upset. I like his chances. Hey, you're not the only one. But like I'm saying, I'm just trying to see, why his promoter was MIA. Like you came in here talking about some stuff that people wasn't believing. Just keep it real. Just like Jadakiss said, just keep it 100. Keep it 100 with us, man. You don't have to lie just to kick it. Just keep it 100. That's all you got to do. Just say, hey, this is what I'm looking for Frank to go in there and do. Prove that he can fight on and compete on the highest level. I have confidence in him. As his promoter, you will see come Saturday night. You will see what he's been working on. You will see he's much better than a lot of people give him credit. You know what I'm saying? Just put the fillers in there, man. Let the people know. Shout out to Andrew, man, in the building. Salute to you. Salute to the queen in the building. What's good? Is Frank Martin a straight up raw dog? Frank is in shape, man, and he got that wrestling pedigree behind him. Frank ain't no punk, man. Frank is not a punk, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't see any bitch in Tank. I mean, in Frank. I don't see any bitch in it, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, I know people always use the phrase, everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. That is true for some people. But sometimes you have people that get punched in the mouth and they get better and better as the fight go along. I don't know if Frank is outmatched. I don't know. Because like I said, versus any other fight matchup that I'm talking about. There's nobody on Frank's resume, and please don't say Michelle Rivera. There's nobody on his resume coming close to El Chincheck or Javante Davis. Not even close, man. Nobody on his resume come close to a Tank Davis. It ain't no way. Will Frank do better than Eastside Cruz? I'd like to see. That's a good point. That's a good point. Because in my opinion, skill wise, Frank has a better set. Okay, a better skill set. That's because Esau Cruz, he does the same thing over and over again, and the way that he get away with is that his pressure, and he has a very very solid gas tank, man, and he's proven that his defense is official. Esau Cruz has very very good defense, and we all know with Tank, you need to make sure you have good defense. Now, the good part about it there, those of you that's in the chat, is that Ryan Garcia got up from a left hand and he was dropped supposedly with a left hand in an area where his ribs was tender. You know what I'm saying? They left the ribs in there marinating too long and they was a little bit too soft. So Tank went over there and said, okay, you ain't put them on the grill yet? I will. Bang! And popped them and dropped them. And then he didn't make the count. You know what I'm saying? Tank popped them and dropped them. So what that says about Frank, I mean, he can get up. We've seen Rody get up from the left hand. We've seen Ryan Garcia get up from the left hand. We've seen names get up from the left hand. Can Frank get up from the left hand? I don't know because nobody on his resume come close to the elite status of a Tank Davis. That's all I'm saying. Well, you have to look at it like this. Is that really his stablemate? How? Derry James could not be training Frank Martin, and his promoter is headed to court for lack of payment. I wouldn't leave my fighter in there with a trainer that's at odds with my promoter. Would DJ still train Frank in his best interest, or he would train him just enough to send him in there to get stopped or to lose? You have to ask yourself that. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. No, no, it's no way. That's way outside the esprit de corps, man. There's no way I'll leave my fighter in there in a gym where me and that trainer that used to be my trainer for umpteen amount of years, me and him headed to court, but I'm gonna leave my fighter in there to train? Nah, I don't give a damn what DJ talking about. Oh, you don't want to say that? I got it. Man, come on, man. Come on, let me get this check, man. I'm gonna train Frank, dog. I'm gonna train him the best that I can. They don't have nothing to do with me and you. I'm a trainer, goddamn. Put them bouncing balls back on the screen. I'm training. Derrick James said he's ready to retire. I bet. Bud Crawford has that effect on certain people. That's all I'm saying. The champ has that effect on certain people, y'all. Nobody told him to go in there without watching film. Nobody told him to underestimate. He better hope, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to Frank Martin, that Frank can have some success to carry over to him going in there with Sebastian Fundora. Because what did I say about Derrick James when he had these fights coming up? What did I say? I say he has Frank Martin coming up. He has Ryan Garcia. Let me see if he's gonna go 2-0 or 0-2. Right now, he's 1-0. I can't put no asterisk on it because they can't make up their mind on what they want to do. So right now, he 1-0. Frank is next up in line, and let's see what's popping. Let's see what's going on with Frank. I'm not wishing him just because he with EJ. I'm not wishing. I wish Frank the best, man. We all know who Tank is. I'm trying to see if Frank is that guy, man. Absolutely, man. Talk that shit, man. Absolutely. We already know who. We already know who Tank is. Absolutely, man. You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. Real talk. You're absolutely spot on with that. That's the question, and that's the thought of the hour. Is Frank Martin ready for Gervonta Tank Davis? It's going to take more than a freaking vest. I ain't never seen no vest stop no tank rounds. You're going to have something different. You got to have that movement, Frank. Yeah, we definitely going to find out. You was talking about who was training Frank. You was being sarcastic. That's all. I was replying. Okay. I don't think so, Blue Hustle. You know what I'm saying? I would seriously, feel some type of way if Errol is looking for a trainer, but yet for this fight, they couldn't find a trainer for Frank. So to relieve him of any, you know, speculation, stress, doubt of is he being well taken care of? Is it in the interest, the best interest of DJ, regardless of him retiring or not? Is Frank staying in that furniture store when his promoter is not allowed in there no more? Is he going to get solid training just because he's being trained by another coach? And why would you want to be trained by another coach that's not on that level to compete? To properly prepare him to go in there and face somebody with the likes of Javante Davis. That's all I'm saying, Shawty. That's all I'm saying. He had cue cards. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying, Shaw? He had cue cards up there, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it seemed like somebody was playing around because they weren't able to put him up there fast enough. Look, Errol Spence had cue cards and the font was like 66. He was goddamn. They had to put font 66, so only two freaking letters fit on one flashcard. They was putting flashcards together, taping them. And when they could have just got a poster, they could have just went and got a poster. Dan Tan on deck. What's good, man? I used to be hard on Frank because of Errol, but I can't do that anymore. I mean, I don't know why you would be hard on Frank because of Errol, because they don't even fight alike. And then the bad thing about that little matrimony that they have is that people don't really link them up together. Like Errol has not been talking about Frank in the aftermath of July 29th, 2023. We haven't heard too much of anything from EJ. Even when he came to Vegas for that Sebastian Fundora freaking cameo appearance, no one was able to ask him any questions about the next fight with Frank coming up. They freaking hooked him up, put some C clamps around his waist, and hoisted him through the freaking ceiling. Real talk. They took him out through the roof and caught a bird and got up out of there. No questions, no questions. Get up out of there. Move, move, move. Go, Spence, go. For sure. Say salute, Toby. It's fight week. Team Tucker Jahaz locked and loaded. For sure. Can't wait for that fight. D-Ray live in the drive. EJ said DJ training Frank. Oh, he did? Man, that's awkward. That's awkward. And I ain't gonna lie, that's messy too. That's messy, man. That's like riding down the street with two donuts and you got some 26s, 28s in the front, but you got two donuts in the back. That's not a good look, man. For real, that's not a good look right there. You're gonna actually trust DJ to train Frank Martin so you get the credit, so you have the success as a promoter to go in there and beat the best fighter he's ever faced in his career? You think Diddy James is gonna put 1,000% effort into preparing Frank Martin, knowing that his promoter owes him money? So who's paying Frank? Who's paying DJ in this case? Who's paying DJ? Is it Frank? Is EJ really a promoter? I mean, I'm just saying, where's the money come from, man? I almost forgot Bud is moving up. Why y'all talking about Bud Canelo? I mean, he has an August 3rd fight for the titles. Why y'all talking about Bud Canelo? Yeah, yeah, Andrew, real talk. Bud Canelo's not even close to being locked in. I want Bud to focus on his new campaign. Absolutely, man. Say one more again. You know what I'm saying? Y'all definitely be sure to check out the June 8th card, man. I don't want to be biased saying, okay, Jahad Tucker is going to be the only one on the fight card because that ain't true. Shout out to Xander Zayas, the Puerto Rican um, fighter. That's the main eventer. He's doing his thing. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Jahad Tucker, of course. You know what I'm saying? I just look at, the challenges when people call out the challenges and they get freaking punished for the challenger and they end up on the same card with it. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was what boxing was all about. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Shit. Hope that goes away sooner or later. Rolly didn't get up. He was done from the left. He did get up, bro. He did get up. Rolly got up. Rolly got up, man. The ref didn't deem him fit to go carry forward. He got up. He was doing the stanky leg a little bit before he got off. He was twitching. You know what I'm saying? He stood up. The referee finished the count and waved the fight off. But he got up though. You know what I'm saying? D-Ray live on the drive, man. He said DJ just get a check. Man, I just hope that that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I hope that they didn't allow DJ to train Frank Martin for this big fight because Tank is nothing to play with, dog. You know what I'm saying? Tank ain't nothing to play with. Real talk. He ain't nothing to play with. It's extremely difficult for me to go against Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? He is a special fighter. Real talk. He's a special fighter, yo. I don't see Frank Martin. Just his performance. Yeah, Michelle Rivera. He looked solid, but Michelle Rivera. Let's give it up now. Michelle Rivera was trying to climb that ladder. He hasn't beat anybody of distinguished notoriety. He himself moved up after he faced Frank Martin and lost. You know? So, Ali, he wasn't anyone established except his notoriety came with him looking like Muhammad Ali from a distance. You know what I'm saying? So, it's what it is, man. Frank definitely doesn't have a blockhead like Esau Cruz. His defense got to be on point. True. And that beard, he better goddamn go to Lowe's. He better go to Lowe's and get some. He better get some of that. You know what I'm saying? He better get some of that cork, some of that freaking cement, grout cement. He better do some reinforcements with that beard. He better do some reinforcement with that beard for real. Because if that left makes him start to look and move funny, you know how they said about Crawford was moving funny. If that left hand of Tank start to have Frank moving funny, I know Frank better go past 9 rounds. I'll tell you that. He better go past 9 rounds because Hector Luis Garcia came up from 130. At least he went to the ninth round. He better go. He better go up to the ninth round at least. He's a legitimate contender, supposedly. He say, and you heard what WCF said about it. He say he's taking it to the ceiling. Frank said he's taking it to the ceiling, y'all. And what did I say about the ceiling? When you hit the ceiling, you crash right back down to the floor. So maybe he forgot to say, I'm taking it through the ceiling. Because right now he does have a ceiling. Fight fans really don't know if Frank Martin, his skill set right now, is where it's supposed to be to go in there and win against somebody like Javante. He's going to have to prove it come fight night. That's all. He's going to have to prove it. I didn't watch the Arrow interview because I haven't been able to understand anything Arrow says for a while. See, Andrew, man, we trying to keep this professional, bro. We trying to keep this professional. That's after I said put the bouncing balls back up on the screen, dog. We're trying to keep this professional, bro. You know what I'm saying? The man is a boxer. He just sounds a little bit different right now. You know what I'm saying? The closed caption is straggling. You know, if he ain't careful, the goddamn closed caption is going to have him in court too in the lawsuit. He need to be careful, man, because he goddamn have them closed caption engines working overtime. You know what I'm saying? Them little minions in there that's goddamn making sure those words pop up on the screen. The motherfuckers exhausted, dog. They say, no, no, no. Do an interview. Don't do no live streams. No more live streams, goddammit. We're tired, exhausted. Shout out to Christopher White in the building. What's good with it? Salute to the $5 super chat for the tree of life. I appreciate you, dog. Thanks for supporting, man. As always, I'm saying Christopher White is on deck. He said Errol Spence gave DJ his flowers. Said that he watches film. He's a good trainer. When did he say that, Chris? Was it recent? Was it recent? Have they reconciled? Are you talking about recent? Have they reconciled? That'd be good news if they reconcile. I mean, for whatever that's worth, that's why I put my thumbnail the way I did. Because that right there was when they was in better, on better terms. But you see, Frank Martin is in the middle of Errol Spence and DJ on that thumbnail. I just wanted y'all to know that. See, Errol ain't never trying to get close to DJ. You know what I'm saying? I told you those 2 years that they weren't talking, they've never been able to close that gap. Ever. But shout out to Christopher, man, with the $5 super chat on deck, man. I appreciate you for donating and supporting the channel, man. Rolly got up, but I'll say this. I got hit so hard in a fight. One time I woke up from a short dream, still on my feet. Damn. Did you check the gloves of your opponent for egg weights? Did you check it for egg weights? Did you see if they had some custom brass knuckles in there? Did you check the cushion and the padding to make sure it wasn't manipulated? You know what I'm saying? Did you check and see if it was a pinkish substance on there? A hard substance called plaster of Paris? It might have been, man. You might have been cheated there, Andrew. You know? Frankman, he's going to be looking up at the ceiling. Man, he said Frank going to be looking up at the ceiling, dog. He's going to be sunbathing under the lights with the referee up there dancing. 3, 3, 4, 5, 7. Referee going to goddamn be getting into the groove. Don't worry, go Tank, I mean, and go Martin. You up? Okay. Come walk this way. To the left, to the right. Okay, you good, you okay. You ready to fight? All right, let's fight. Referee gonna have goddamn Frank Martin in there doing electric slide to see if he all right. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Shit, Frank might start dancing up in that motherfucker. He might get in the groove. Y'all. I wish I didn't understand AB press conference. Man, that is one of the worst press conferences. You know, AB is known to say some controversial shit. Man, but that shit just overboard. Like, you don't need no guns for Blair to flare. I mean, you think about the competition you face, Adrian Broner, and a lot of people are going to say, okay, Blair been out the ring damn near going on close to 2 years. You know, he's not any concern of yours. Y'all don't really have a history until now. You know, y'all really don't have a history now. So you talking about shooting and my gun gonna blow? Mm, I don't know what that had to do with the fight, bro. I don't know. I mean, how you expect to get paid if you talking about, you know what I'm saying, drawing down on somebody? I don't get it. Cause what? Don't want flowers. He wants money. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Who said that bug up stocking out? Yeah, man, you ain't never lying on that, bro. He said DJ don't want his flowers. He want his money. DJ ain't trying to get no flowers. What are you talking about, man? You don't want to hear none of that nonsense. You dropping a link today, fam? He said that in the interview, DJ was a good trainer, but Frank is in good hands. Oh my God. What? Oh my God. Now Frank is in good hands. I swear to God, that seemed like what a stepdad would do. Real talk. Just leave that kid that ain't his in the house. Hey, I'm going to work. I don't know where your mom at. She ain't came home. But listen, you got to start doing for yourself. You 4.5 years old. You about to be 5. Don't be afraid. I left you some sandwiches up there. You hey, call your dad up. See if he can come over here and you know, man, come on, man. That sounds like something stepdad would do. You got it. You got it, man. You got it. It's almost like Spence leaving with his stepdad. He in good hands. But dad, he be beating my ass. You in good hands. Do what he tell you to do. Stop doing all that, man. You're going on 5. If he asks you to help him move the sofa, help move the sofa. Damn. He asked you to go in there and cook your own freaking egg salmon. Cook it. Turn on the stove. Put the mother in. You know what to do. Get the stool and all that, man. Come on. Stop acting like we ain't been through this before. Blood posted some funny shit marking AB's murder confession with that mother he's got. Man, that shit was funny, but I really didn't pay, you know, when AB started talking about guns and shit, I look at it like this. I don't put too much emphasis into it because it's nothing. Listen to me, Andrew. It's nothing comparable to Ryan Garcia shit. Nothing. That's just black hood, man. All that guns, man. AB is just talking it up. That stuff what Ryan Garcia was talking about, it's much more serious, man. It's much more serious. But appreciate y'all, giving me the update that that Spence said he was in good hands. Wow. Wow. Mm, wow. I didn't think that would even. Mm-mm. Well, we're gonna find out soon, man. Hey, we're gonna find out soon. He said in the interview. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, who he did that interview with? Who he did that interview? I actually saved it, but I want to know who he did that, who got the pleasure of doing the interview when they didn't ask him any questions about July 29, 2023. Huh? Who did that interview? Why everybody is all of a sudden censoring media where they're giving you pre-instructions? Oh, I know this is Errol Spence, but don't ask him anything about Bud. Okay? If you do, they'll never give you another interview again. I'm like, huh? He's about to retire. He's about to retire. And he don't do interviews anyway, especially when he loses. If he would have won, if he would have beat Crawford, he would have been on a freaking world tour. You see, And see, I know in third round, man, come on, bro, stop it, man. Braun need them guns from Madonna. Hey, that's one of his best fights, man. If I ever want to look at an Adrian Broner fight, I look at that fight because Broner showed, man, that he's a different level fighter for real. I always look at that Marcus Madonna. You talking about him drinking and not training the way he's supposed to do, and Chino went in there and gave him the business. But yet Broner fight through that motherfucker. He fought through it, man. He did not get stopped, dog. That was one of his best fights, man. I'm just being honest, bro. That's one of Broner's best fights, even though he was dropped early. Yeah, man. He's been down there 2 years, man. Real talk. Real talk. Jones on deck. What's good with him, man? I see you in the building. Um. Oh, Aki. So Aki TV. Shout out to Aki, man. You know, one very very solid channel. Very solid brother too, man. Shout out to Aki TV. You know what I'm saying? EJ was choking up a little, but in that interview, cleared his throat a few times. Frank coming to fight though. What was he choking up about there, Jones? What would he be choking? What could potentially be? Did he have some strawberry seeds that didn't go down the right went down the windpipe or something? What was he clearing his throat? What were you talking about choking? What was the choking for? What was the choking? Did he swallow some cataracts? Huh? Some cataracts? Did he swallow some cataracts? What was the choking for, dog? Oh, Fight Hub? Okay. So people really don't know. The fight's on Triller. I'm trying to remember my password. I paid a little $30. Shout out to Triller, man. Shout out to Triller. Adrian Broner is back at Triller. Shout out to the Triple G Don King, man. Exactly. He got to be telling them Crawford questions, terminate the interview immediately. Yeah, man. Why this shit ain't happening, man? It's the same interview you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, man, they're not even allowing anybody to ask him questions about the biggest fight of his career. If you Google taking a person's soul, the Bruno Madonna fight pops up first. Dang, that's crazy. I didn't think he took Adrian's soul though. Real talk. I didn't think he took it because he knocked him down early in the fight. And the rest of the fight was pretty damn good. I ain't gonna lie. And you want to talk about taking souls, then you go to like the Mike Tyson highlights. You know what I'm saying? You go to David Tour. You go to what's that other kid? Um that was knocking cats out, man. It's so many other knockout artists that was bad. Roy Jones highlights. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about taking souls, man. Mike Tyson, he used to take souls, man, and a rib. He said Frank gonna dominate from 1 to 12. Yeah, I heard that, man. That's what I said earlier. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about dominating Tank. I haven't seen people, anyone dominate Tank from round 1 through 12 now. That you're gonna need more than that with trash talk for Tank to even, feel some type of way to respond. Bro, only get credit for going 12 even though he lost. Yeah, man, he get credit, man. I'm just saying it was a good fight, real talk. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. Seriously. The shit was a good fight. I ain't gonna lie. It was a tough fight, but him talking about them guns gonna blow and all that, it ain't no different than what, Ryan Garcia was putting out there. I ain't sweating it. It just didn't have nothing to do with the fight though. When you talk about I ain't playing today. My boys bought them guns. Man, come on, man. It's some bodies you ain't never, man, come on, bro. That's just was outside the area of coolness, man. Like it wasn't nothing cool about what you said. It didn't make any sense, to be honest, man. Real talk. It didn't make any sense to me. That's why EJ was clearing his throat. And all I gotta say, man, you left that man in good hands, and that seemed like some stepfather shit. You know what I'm saying? The real father left the kid in the hands of the stepfather. And knowing some shit might not go the way it's supposed to. Yeah, you'll be all right. I'll be back. I'll be back in 12 hours. You'll be okay. He ain't gonna do shit. You'll be all right. Diddy James probably looking at like, damn, I can't believe this nigga after all that money he owed me. You think I'm gonna train Frank the best of my ability? You think I'm gonna give him that Ryan Garcia training? Mm-mm. Because Ryan paid me more than you. Mm-mm. Frank, no. Maybe, hopefully, DJ looked at it as if, okay, you know what? Let me help this young black brother. Let me not do him all the way dirty. Let me not do him all the way dirty. Because from my understanding, he said he's close to retiring. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully his competitive side, you know, is up close and personal. And he's wearing that badge of honor, Tank Davis, and be 2-0. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's so. He got away with the Ryan Garcia. But now, you know, for the Frank Martin fight, it won't be no freaking controversy surrounded when it comes to pads, anything like that. So hopefully Frank go in there and fight a smart fight and make it competitive. But I just don't see Frank beating Tank Davis at all. I don't see it, bro. You know, no matter all the muscle you got, Tank Davis was goddamn blessed by God. That dude is short and packs a punch, man. We get it, Broner. You're from the streets. Say hi to Bill for me. You know what I'm saying? Because Bill said he was 50-0 in the streets. That's higher than Adrian Broner's freaking record, dog. Using EJ words in his lawsuit. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, it's gonna be interesting, real talk. You know, he's in good hands with DJ, who's supposed to be going to a pending court hearing about money owed. Um, I don't know how y'all take what EJ said, but from my understanding, y'all in the chat said Errol said he was a good trainer. I mean, good is spelled differently than great, right? Am I right or wrong? Good is spelled different than great. When somebody say you're good, okay, that shit doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't get someone to say, oh man, that's who I should go with. Hey man, so and so a good realtor. Yeah, they're a good realtor. You can go if you're trying to buy a duplex or get into a goddamn apartment area or whatever. Yeah, they're good. But so and so over here, great. If you really want to get into a good area, I'm talking about gated community, you know, and still, you know, run them numbers, see if you can afford it. So and so great. I mean, I'm just saying, good is not great, shawty. Good ain't great, man. That's all I'm saying, people. Good is not great. It ain't. But we'll continue to see. And yes, I should hopefully be back in full operation soon. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up as always. Big shout out to Christopher White for the $5 donation supporting the channel. Shout out to the supporters of the channel, man. And big salute to Team Tucker, man. Wish you none, you know, but the best going in there, getting that victory this weekend, of course, in your 13th professional fight. You know what I'm saying? Electric Boogie on deck, top rank. You know what I'm saying? In for another one. I'm not going to say I hope, you know, the commentary is you know, a little bit better than it is, but it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. It is what it is. Till next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.